Good morning, everybody, including myself. Still kind of a little bit tired. That's part of fishing. You got to get up. It pays off whenever you look how shaky that camera is. What? Anyways, heading out this morning. It's nice and calm. We are going to be cruising across the bay at about 35-40 miles an hour in search of the elusive trout. See if we can't put a couple of them in the boat. Alligator gar on a jig, and I don't know how I'm gonna get it in here, but I'm gonna get it in. We're gonna take a peek at it, at least get a picture. But this thing is pretty big. I don't know what it's meant. This is crazy, and I don't know how I'm gonna get this thing in the freaking boat. I'm gonna have to get creative. That for jig fishing on the bay. That's crazy. So, my first alligator gar. I was not fishing for this fish. I was throwing a jig, a 3/8 ounce jig. It's still in his mouth. Freaking crazy. I'm gonna get my gloves on, try to take a good picture, let y'all see this thing. I'm gonna get some pliers. I don't want to get bit. rope so I could get it in. For those of y'all who don't know, a quick way to make a lasso is a uni knot, which is pretty much the same thing as a noose. So if you know how to tie a uni knot, you can tie a lasso. First off, a bass reel and the bass rod. That perfect setup for alligator gar. So I'm done fishing. I just had to go drop my oxygen tank off to get it filled up because, like an idiot, I left it on accident and drained all my oxygen out of the tank. For those of y'all who don't know, in the hotter places in the southeast United States, a lot of people use oxygen in tanks whenever they have their bait because it's so hot out that the dissolved oxygen in the water gets depleted, and when you have bait and you're trying to keep it in your live well, it's really hard to keep it alive. Well, if you have pure oxygen on your bait, then you don't have that problem nearly as much. It keeps your bait alive. Anyways, I had to drop it off because I accidentally left it on and I just got it filled up. So that sucks, but anyways, today was an interesting day. It was like, you know, I went out, I was trying to locate some trout, and that's not what happened. It was a really windy, crappy day. Got kind of a front coming in today, and I pulled up to a spot, and the very first cast, like I put my anchor lock on my trolling motor, I cast out there and I'm working on this shell bottom, and I hooked in what I thought was a pretty good redfish. I hadn't even turned the camera on, and I didn't have the camera on my chest yet. I just literally made one cast, and I was gonna see if there was any fish there, and then I was gonna start filming. So anyways, that was a bad idea. I should have turned the camera on to begin with, but so I threw out there, I hooked into this fish, and it was, you know, had some really hard head shakes, and I thought for sure, well, this has got to be a redfish. And it was running some, but it was acting a little bit weird. And then when I got it close to the side of the boat, I realized I had hooked an alligator gar. And I don't know, you know, I don't think very many people have caught one on what I was fishing with. I was fishing with a little 3/8 ounce jig head with a DOA little minnow lure on there, just a little trout jig. And I mean, I hooked him like right in the top of the nose, so, and in the mouth, and that heavy gauge hook, I mean, it held him fine. But that was just crazy. I was totally unexpected. Pretty cool though, because I've never caught an alligator gar. I've only fished for them one time, and I had one on, but it got off. So to catch one on accident like that was really cool. And I don't know what to say about it. Y'all see it on the video, and that's just crazy. I mean, that thing was pretty big. I guesstimated at about 4 foot long whenever I saw it beside the boat, and after seeing it holding it up, it might have been a little bit more than that. But dang, that thing was big for fishing with a, basically just a small bait caster, a low profile bait caster, and it really did fine. So that's pretty cool. So anyways, well, that's it for today's video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that little clip, and I'll try to make some videos of actually catching some trout and redfish and bass, and who else, who knows what else. So anyways, I appreciate y'all watching. Take it easy.